Have you ever seen or heard something and it just irks you, roams around your head, and it just makes you irritated? And in your brain, you're thinking of all these comebacks and all these things that you would say. Well, that's what happened to me yesterday because I came across this video by Clarkson. He is talking about this body positivity movement, which I didn't know was a thing. Now, he's right. There's so much that he says in this video that is really right. And the first thing that I want to talk about is the whole body positivity thing that he addresses in his video.
My name's Clarkson. We've got another TikTok reaction video because I couldn't help myself with this one. I couldn't help myself. It came across my For You page and we need to talk about it because there are a lot of body positive influencers who, thank God, have seen the light and they are now starting to lose weight or go on a fitness journey or at least aspire to be healthier because it's a little selfish for them not to do so for their loved ones. It's not body positive to eat yourself to death. All right. We know that. It's common sense. We don't have to tell you that here. But what I didn't know is that the body positive community, they're not happy when people are talking about how they are losing the weight. Let's not sit here and pretend that the people who are advocating for others to take control of their health are wrong.
Like, body positivity to me evidently means something different than what a lot of these influencers are talking about. And what it seems like they're talking about is almost glorifying being fat, right? Is almost like to the point of body appreciation that you don't do anything about it. We can love ourselves. We can appreciate our bodies for what they do for us. And that love creates the momentum for us to take care of ourselves. That appreciation for our bodies and what it does for us every day is what creates the desire in us to do better for our bodies and to give back some love and care that our bodies are giving us. That is what body positivity is all about. That's what he was talking about. And he's so spot on about that.
Instead of saying nobody wants to be fat because it's bad for you, she's saying nobody wants to be fat because society is mean and it's their fault. And while yes, that's true, that's not what the problem is. The problem is the fork going in your mouth. And I'm sorry, I know that was mean, but again, it's the truth. It's not body positive to eat yourself to death.
We know. You cannot walk up to a person who has a weight problem, especially a person who is extremely overweight, and expect them to tell you, I don't know, maybe some of those body positivity people are like promoting, like, just eat, drink, and be merry. I don't know, like whatever the saying is, like just live your life and be happy doing what you're doing. I don't know what they're promoting, but most of us know that what we're doing is unhealthy. Most of us know that we're hurting ourselves. And if we're like in our 40s and our 50s on up, we know that it's unhealthy to the point that it is stopping us from living life. We know that it's unhealthy to the point that it is dangerous. And, like Clarkson even showed a few pictures of these body positivity proponents who actually have died. So we know that we don't want to be overweight. We don't want to be uncomfortable. We don't want to have this extra weight hanging on us and keeping us from doing things and enjoying life. We know that. So why do we keep doing it? And the answer is not what Clarkson says, where he says it's just put the fork down. It's not that simple. If it was that simple, all of us would be doing that. It is not an issue of self-control. It is not an issue of willpower. This is not the problem. Why do people eat? Why do people binge? Why do people look for sugar and look for carbohydrates when they know that it's not good for them? When they know the effects, they know that later they're going to feel guilty. They know that later they're going to have to deal with the repercussions of eating that stuff. Why would we do that? And the reason that I feel like, I'm an expert. I'm an expert because I'm living this life and I have always lived this life. Okay. So from my perspective, the reason that we do this is because we're coping. We are coping. It's the same reason that an alcoholic drinks. It's the same reason why a gambler gambles when they are out of control and they can't stop it. It's the same reason. It's the same reason why people get addicted to painkillers. It's the same reason why people spend hours and hours online watching porn. It's the same reason why people are gaming hours on end and ignoring their families. It is the same thing. We're coping. We are looking for escape. We're looking for something to take us away from the things that are stressing us. We are looking for relief from anxiety, from stress, from pressure, from trauma. Trauma is a huge, huge, huge motivator behind obesity. When you look at the statistics, when you look at how many severely overweight people have experienced some kind of trauma, or maybe a lot of trauma in their childhood, in their life, the numbers are astounding. It is a way of coping. It's our programming. It is programming that if we grew up in a home where we were raised by people who struggled with weight, or one person who struggled with weight, that we were raised in an environment that perpetuated self-loathing, perpetuated unhealthy habits, that perpetuated not feeling good about ourselves, that destroyed our self-worth, that made us feel like we were not worthy, that we did not deserve, that we should not have things like other people. These are the kinds of things, this programming that went into our minds in our childhood and kept continuing through our adulthood, that we have continued to live out through our lives. Now, are we responsible for this? Absolutely. And I want to bang the table, but I'm not going to do that. Absolutely. We are responsible for this. We are responsible. We are adults. We are no longer children. We can escape the right way from that programming. We can change that programming. We can reprogram ourselves. We can learn a different way of coping. We can learn a different way of being in the world without needing to turn to things that hurt us and damage us and make our lives miserable to cope with this world that's so stressful. We can do those things. We can do those things. It is not just about putting the fork down. It is not just about willpower. It is not about those things. I know so many people who have struggled with weight for a long time, and they have beat themselves up. They have dieted and dieted and dieted. They have had success, and then they've popped right back up to a new weight or a higher weight. They have exercise. They have exercised for hours. You know, there's a heck of a lot of people out there overweight who are eating almost nothing because they are trying desperately to get in front of this and they don't know how. So if we have dieted it and dieted and dieted and dieted. We have gone to extreme measures to lose weight. And sometimes we've been successful, only to find ourselves right back up where we were. I cannot tell you how many of my friends have had weight loss surgery, literally had a surgery to change their bodies to literally force themselves to lose weight. And then a few years later, they are back where they started. I can't tell you how many friends this has happened to. Okay, how many people who have gone to extreme dieting, not even maybe what you would call extreme dieting, but they have used a method to lose the weight, and a couple of years later, maybe even only 6 months later, they are right back where they started, maybe worse. So if we're dieting, we're exercising like crazy, we're eating almost nothing. Like some of the people that I know, and this is not speaking for every overweight people, there is a lot of people who had just given up and who don't exercise and don't eat well. I get it. But there are a heck of a lot of overweight people who are fighting this battle every single day, doing everything that they know how to do to get rid of this weight and to feel better, and it's just not coming off. So what's the real problem? The answer is not just putting down the fork. Poking fun and shaming overweight people, the people in your life, is not going to help. It's not going to help. We do it to ourselves enough. We do it to ourselves enough, and that is part of the problem. We turn on the TV, and there's lots of reasons and ways that people are sending messages that we should be shaming ourselves, that we are wrong, that we are bad. oh my gosh, if we don't know by now that we are overweight and that we need to change, then like it's not going to help what you're saying. It is not going to help you making fun, right? So poking fun and shaming Clarkson like you did in your video, and I really don't appreciate, because I really believed in what you were saying. I really believed in what you were anti-body positivity, influencers, these people on TikTok, on YouTube, whoever, wherever they are, that are glorifying being overweight. Yes, but when you started taking jabs at people, no, and assuming that it's as easy as controlling your calorie intake and your and output and whatever the crap, it's not that easy. It's so much more complicated. We have to address the real reason. We have to address the mindset. We have to address the reason why the food is going into our mouths in the first place. We have to address the reason why we are not getting off the couch and going and exercising. We have to address the reason, if we are eating well and we are exercising, that we are not losing weight. We have to address those real reasons. We have to address the mindset, the programming. We have to address the faulty beliefs that we have about ourselves. We have to address the fact that we need to love ourselves and appreciate ourselves and believe in ourselves and feel like we are worthy and deserving. And you are worthy and deserving. You are worthy and deserving. And I've been fighting my whole life to believe this about myself, because the messaging my whole life is that I am not. So if anything that I have said resonates with you, please, please, please subscribe. And more than that, leave a comment and tell me what you feel about body positivity, what it means to you, and what you are doing to love yourself more. But if you are a person who is joining my channel and subscribing because you think that you're going to get support from me to abuse your body more, to hate on yourself more, to shame yourself, and to punish yourself for being overweight, to overwork yourself or underfeed yourself, or whatever method that you may be using, if you think that I'm going to support you with that, you're totally wrong. Don't subscribe, because that's not what I'm about. What I'm about is changing the reasons why we have the weight in the first place. It's changing those reasons. It's feeling better as a human being. It's feeling love for ourselves. It's wanting to take care of ourselves. I am so passionate about this. I know that maybe I'm not the person to be talking about this, because I am very, very overweight. And maybe you could be saying, oh, that's fine and dandy. You can change your mindset and that's the answer. But I'll tell you what, I've lost the weight before. I have lost at least 100 pounds at least twice in my life, and it came back. It came back. I have struggled going up and down with weight, and none of that works in the long run if I don't get in control of how I think about myself, how I see the world, how I see myself in that world. And that's what I'm talking about on this channel. Please subscribe. Please be a part of this body positivity movement that is all about being positive about our bodies and what they do for us, and appreciating what they do for us, and loving ourselves enough to make a change, loving ourselves enough to want to change. We can do both at the same time. We can love ourselves, we can appreciate ourselves, and we can want to change. Those two actually go hand in hand. Let's do it together. This next video talks about some of the things that I am doing to make those changes in my life. Click it now.